Alright, I originally intended this to be like just a quick video because I set up this guitar differently. This is the guitar I think I've owned longer than any other guitar I've ever, well, I know it's a guitar I've owned in my life longer than any other. I've had this guitar for about 21 or 22 years at this point. Might be 23 years. I can't remember if I got this thing between 2001 and 2003. I can't remember. It's somewhere in there. I think I ordered it in 2001 and it might not have been ready till 2003. I can't remember. I probably have the receipts, original receipts in the case or something. But so this is, and the reason why I'm talking about this guitar is because I set it up a little differently. And this is the fourth time I've tried to do this video. I'll tell you what, just doing something simple like changing. So what I did is I changed this thing to Flatwounds and tuned it down to C sharp. Just see if I could get some different tones and some different feels. And holy cow, I'm in uncharted territory with this thing. I've worked with a lot of, I saw Michael Hedges a couple times back in the day, like in the late 80s, early 90s, and it really affected me. I was doing a lot of alternate tunings and stuff. I feel like I'm comfortable with alternate tunings. I don't use them much, but I'll be damned if I could improvise on this thing right now, even though it's just tuned down. But so this guitar is a brand called Extra. How's that for a terrible guitar brand name? The man who owned it is named Bill Michaelis. Bill, if you're out there, I still love this guitar, and I still thank you for building it for me. He is retired now. Extra is no longer a brand, but this is this is kind of the guitar only a mother could love. Obviously, it's very specific to me, but I went in there wanting a Telecaster a certain way, and I ended up with this thing. And if you look at how much you pay, because Bill literally showed me the blocks of wood he carved this thing out of as he was building it. Like, this is not any sort of pre-made anything. He literally made this from scratch. And if you look at what you might pay for something, this is all handmade too, by the way. Something you might pay for a guitar like this these days, in 2001 or 2003, whenever it was, I paid $1,400 for this thing. Which is amazing. I love it. Over the years, though, I have had to change the pickups a bunch. And it's interesting, too, because he knew more than me back then, and I should have been wiser to that. He originally had some Lindy Fralins made to put in this thing. I still have one of them, to be honest, but I put... At one point, I almost immediately took them out because there's too much noise. I was working in a local recording studio, and noise was my enemy. And so I had them put the Fender Vintage noiseless pickups in it, which never sounded good either. As a result, I didn't play this guitar nearly as much as I would have loved to. And this thing has had a bunch of different pickups over the years. I've been working and working and working towards finding pickups that work with this guitar until last year. I found these pickups. These are Gemini pickups. If you're not familiar, look him up on the internet. The guy's got a waiting list, and rightfully so. He makes amazing pickups. This is what's called, the bridge here is what's called a Suprocaster, and it's his interpretation of that Velco lap steel pickup, which is a string-through pickup that Ry Cooder's famous for using in his Coodercaster. Gemini figured out how to create a similar magnetic field and tone without having to do the string through thing. And you can obviously build them for different pickup routes. This one is a gold foil. I want to say I ordered a Teisco gold foil. And the thing that's unique about these, and the thing I've never seen any other pickup manufacturer offer, is you can get them lacquer potted. If you really want the magic tone, if you're looking for that magical PAF or that magical old single coil, you really kind of have to get them unpotted, which means you're inviting all those other problems that you get out of those pickups with noise and interference and everything. Somewhere in between unpotted and wax potted or vacuum wax potted is this lacquer potted thing. So you still kind of get that openness and that kind of 3D thing. But you don't get all of the noise and interference. This thing's pretty quiet, at least in this environment. I don't know if I'd play this in a band situation or a live situation or a high volume situation, but for recording, sitting at home, This has always kind of been my go-to guitar. And as you can hear, this is why I'm making this video, is I put some Flatwounds on here, Flatwound 12s. Now this guitar I originally had made for 12s with a giant neck, and I don't know if the video shows it, but this thing is literally a baseball bat for a neck. This thing is not going anywhere. Mahogany back, semi-hollow body, curly maple top, highly figured. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it's highly and regularly figured. It's not like some special flame or quilting or anything, but I told him I wasn't too interested in what that looked like, so he got to choose. But there is a lot of grain, which is something I do like in a guitar. I look for tight, straight grain in a guitar. And if you look, the neck is flame, quarter sawn, gigantic baseball bat, more than anything. Brazilian rosewood bridge, at least I believe it's Brazilian rosewood. It might be ebony. I'm pretty sure it's rosewood with little graphite nuts. Because this neck is so wide, if you look, it barely fits the pole spacing on the pickups. And the neck, there's no way, like, if anything ever breaks on this, I'm going to be in trouble, because this is all very unique to this guitar. So I've taken very good care of this thing over the years. I've had this thing a long time, and you wouldn't guess by looking at it. Even Bill, one year before he closed the business down, I brought it to him to just have a once-over. He's like, "Do you even play the thing?" It's like, "Well, I do. I just like taking care of it." But graphite nut as well. Not sure what the fret wire is. It's kind of shorter and wider, I guess. The radius on the neck is a little bit rounded. It's probably somewhere between 10 and 12. Not a compound radius. I do not like compound radius necks. So yeah, the reason why I pulled this out today and wanted to do a little video is, first off, this is kind of my one special guitar. This is kind of the only guitar I might describe as being a musical guitar. There's a lot of instruments out there. Not many of them are actually musical. So in this case, this one is very musical. At least to me it is. Maybe it's just because I had a hand in its entire creation from scratch. But when I had this made, I was playing 12s, and that means wound G string, and I was still in standard tuning at the time. I changed away from that after a while. You can do that on occasion, a couple sessions or something, but you don't want to bend a wound G string for a living, I'll tell you that. So I had 10s on this for many years after that. But I kind of got the itch lately to try the Flatwounds, as well as try a drop tuning. So this thing's tuned down to C sharp. And I'm serious, I'll be damned. I've tried making this video 3 times now. I can improv any day, all day long, especially by myself, let alone with somebody else. And I'll be damned if I just tune in this thing down. I can't do a jam to save my life. So I'm going to try and do a little jam here, just featuring this guitar with the Flatwounds tuned down to C sharp. Gives it that baritone-y flavor. I can't spend too much more time on this. I got to get ready for work, but I wanted this to be my morning jam today, because last night I tried the video twice. I've already tried it once this morning. So hopefully I can get some sort of respectable jam going here. So enjoy, hopefully.